Are you struggling with consistency on your forehand and in your overall ground stroke game? Are you tentative? Are you running away from the moments of pressure? We're going to talk about why that's happening in your personal game in this video. I've been doing this for 30 years and there's one fundamental, I believe, of movement and the root of the high-level game, and I don't think you're applying it. I'm Coach Michael. I've worked with thousands of juniors, top juniors here in San Diego for the last 20-some years, including Joe Alfonseca. He's someone I worked with a ton on this concept.
You've got to look for your opportunity when you really damage them.
There's a magic concept when it comes to building consistency and confidence in your game. One, to constantly be positioning ourselves with peak of bounce gives us consistency. Today we're working with Bryan. Bryan is an awesome player. He's a 7 UTR, he's got a wonderful game, but he's lacking confidence and consistency in his game. The way we get consistent is a consistent process. And he's come to me to work on that, and kind of the answer that he's looking for is not the answer that I'm gonna give him in this video. Here's my question, what dictates your movement back here? But we're gonna tap into the real reason that he's struggling with consistency in his ground stroke game. The great players take peaks here. Right about there's where you stop liking it right now. The way that we're gonna work on it today is we're gonna do some rallying. You wanna sit into that open stance. I understand, oh, your open stance is brilliant, but that should have been boom, boom, boom here, and then into that close. And we're gonna do some point play. I love what I'm seeing. In the last couple points, there was just opportunities just to cut it right here, and 2 points ago, you could have cut it there, even walked through and followed it forward, right? So I see him just in his technical work, and then I see how he works under pressure. And we're gonna get to the root of his lack of consistency and confidence in his ground stroke game. I want you to play points that way moving forward. I think this is gonna be an awesome video and you're gonna love it. Let's go. A couple short ones too. I just wanna see how, you know what I'm gonna go into. I wanna see how he's reacting. Okay, cool. So go. Can you do a couple more just to his forehand? I want to watch the technique a little bit. Sick. Yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Let's not get too technical on the strokes right now. Maybe there's some, what are you holding, like an Eastern? Where you at? Where you at? You're like a modified, yeah, pads on the Eastern, knuckles on the semi-Western. Great. I think it looks super cool. If anything, sometimes you're like, you got to continue the pronation through. You can see this, it doesn't mean anything. You're also just warming up, so I'm not even going to go deep into that. Strokes look awesome. Congrats. So what's great is you have the structure. The structures are there. Here's my question: what dictates your movement back here? Like where do you go on the court? Why are you going anywhere here? Like,
I guess if I'm playing matches, if I'm generally like, if a ball is coming sort of in the middle,
yeah,
then I'll try to get a forehand.
Okay.
If that's the question.
Well, it kind of was, but it's kind of a trick question, to be honest, because I want to get into my book, which is I have something I believe in more than I believe in. I've been doing this for 30 years, and there's one fundamental at the root, I believe, of movement and the root of the high-level game, and I don't think you're applying it. And so if we talk about like consistency, like one thing you said is I want more consistency. Well, the way we get consistent is a consistent process. Doing the same thing every time. Coming up on the serve, dictating the spots, right? When we get the stretch, going to take the stretch. Starting to understand a targeting system. In the short court, we're taking these roads. In the deep court, we have a certain set of targets that we practice, right? So just a consistency, nonstop of the process that we have when we're on the court. That's how we get consistency, okay? When I watched you hit there, to me, you took the ball at so many different levels. You took some on the rise. You took some on the drop. You're waiting on a lot of balls. Right? To me, it's just intuitive kind of movement where you're hanging out here at the baseline. I want you to be looking, constantly hunting the ball at the peak of bounce. The peak of bounce is the premier place to play the game. Every high-level player on the pros, whenever they get an opportunity, they're trying to associate themselves with peak of bounce. It is the way. We're going to go deep into it. One, to constantly be positioning ourselves with peak of bounce gives us consistency. Also a mental consistency. I'm non-stop positioning myself with that place. It is a consistent hook to have for this game. Two, and I lay this out for people, I gotta just keep it fresh, but peak of bounce is here. Where's the drop? Here. I'm in a worse place. Peak of bounce is here. Where's my opponent? Now where are they? They're back here. So fundamentally, it's the best place to play the game. I'm up here at the highest point, striking through the ball, versus down here, making shape. My opponent's in a worse spot. I'm in a better spot. It's where we want to play the game, but also it's where we want to just anchor everything around our game. And when I watched you, you just hitting balls. You took about 4 on the rise. You took a bunch on the drop. By the way, almost all the drops you shanked, you missed, because whether you know it or not, something in the back of your head knows something's wrong there. You waiting on those balls. We don't want it. It's constantly hunting peak. It's also going to, in match play, give you immediate feedback. You know, like, are you more of a conservative player when you play? How are you?
I'm a bit more aggressive.
Okay, awesome. And I should say awesome, but like, we want to be efficient. We want to take our chances at the right time. We want to play defense at the right time. But do you agree with me that you're not in a constant positioning with peak of bounce?
Yeah.
Let's get to it right now. Let's get to it right now. All right. Yeah. Already, I see it. Let's go. Go get it, right? You could have made some more space on that last one. Now if we hold it there, a little bit late on that one. Like if we're just talking that first off, you feel it. You can already feel like how it adds like the glue to your game, because it's mentally, it's so wonderful for us, but it also is just fundamentally, so it's just like this perfect thing that we can be working on all the time. Handful of balls should have either been closing right here or up into like a walking stance right here, but you just kind of got perched on that baseline right there. Hey, ball's coming fast. Sometimes we got to get set up. So the drop is natural. We are going to take a lot of drops in tennis. No doubt about it. It's a big space. We got to get set up. No doubt about it. But we need to be moving efficiently and closing that space to the peak as much as possible. And if we get to the peak, we drive our hand. And if we get to the drop, we shape our hand, right? And so we also start to delineate whether we got there or we didn't. So it's good. Already though, there's still even, you can feel it. Let's go. I thought that was awesome. Minus there was a couple in the up in the closed space where you could have made more space forward and you didn't. And you sat into an open stance too quickly. So but really it just takes time, but let's get right to it right now. It's your only job right now. Go to both sides too, coach, okay? Like there, you know it, right? You see yourself waiting. Let's go. Same thing, go close that, man. Go close that. There you go. A little bit early, right? Yeah, and hold it. Every time you've taken it early today, you've been a little gaggy with the hand. Taking the ball on the rise should be limited to, listen, if a peak's above our head, we gotta take it on the rise, but kind of rise at the shoulder space. If a ball comes super fast and we can't make space, yeah, we can compress down and take it on the rise. But that's just taking it on the rise because you didn't move. And you knew it, and it causes you problems. Yeah, you're good, man. Come on. This is a great lesson already. Let's go. That's it. Go close that. Awesome. Come on. Yeah. Better. It feels better, doesn't it? It looks better. And one challenge for you will be this. Because you've got that modified Eastern, which is sick, by the way. You're not doing any grip changes or anything. But right about the shoulders where you start to feel a little bit weird, right? You just feel like right about there's where you want to tap out of the peak. And I don't want you tapping out yet. What it just needs is reps. And we'll do a lot of feeding just up into that space because you need to get great right here. The great players take peaks here. So and you just see right about there's where you stop liking it right now. I can already see it's working for you, right? Because it works. It's just, I'm telling you, man, it just works. But right about there gets itchy for you. So just know that, keep taking it. You probably have to bring the contact away a little bit. You have to probably focus a little bit on continued hand pronation. You know, there's gonna be some ways, even on some of them, maybe you'll work over the head. I'm not quite sure when we're gonna start talking about that, but keep taking them as high as you can. Ball comes up here, yeah, fine, let it drop, but keep taking as many high tops as you can to start to teach yourself how that hand works in it, because I'll tell you, it's just like that forehand volley, you're just immature in that space. All that space you haven't been working very much, that's it. Close that was another step forward, right? That was an opportunity to penetrate into the court, go close stance and step into it. And it's just like, you're like so many people who have been tied to the baseline. You want to sit into that open stance. I understand, your open stance is brilliant, but that should have been boom, boom, boom here, and then into that closed. Close that. That's it. Well, that's a tough ball too, right? I mean, the truth of the matter is it's so high up, maybe in the, you're gonna see whether you love it up there enough, right? I'd say we wanna just start taking them as high as we can. At some point, if it's head height and you just never get a taste for it, but I'll tell you this, the higher that ball is, the more you gotta take it in front and away from you. So when you get that ball, especially with that grip and you're working on that space, bring it up here. Bring it in front and bring it up away from your body because you feel a little crowded there. So you gotta take it out. How's it feeling? Awesome. And so what I'll tell you is this is how you play now. You're gonna go out and play matches and you're gonna wanna revert to the way that you've played your whole life, and that makes sense. And not that you've played wrong. I saw you take a bunch of peeks, but I just didn't see any purpose in your movement beforehand. And so you gotta go out and put purpose in your movement. And what's great is that's what you have to work on now. You're gonna go play a match and you're gonna say, I'm gonna hunt a peak of bounce. And you're gonna see when you don't. You're gonna get a short ball and you're gonna sit into an open stance and you're gonna let it drop and you're gonna, there it was. Was my chance to close in and do some dictation to one of the corners. And this is the first way that I want you to start analyzing and how you're playing. Okay, let's go a couple more and then we'll get into some points and we'll talk about what we see. Close that. Awesome. Let's go. Yeah, let's go heavy. Let's go more to the backhand side. I want to see same stuff, but just more to the backhand. It's good. Keep it up. That's it. That's it. Go get it. That's it. Great, so we'll hold it right there and we'll play some points. Hey, it was awesome. You just look solid too. Like when I first watched you hit, it's like I saw good strokes, but it looks shaky, you know what I mean? And also just because you're warming up, but just the movement, there's no continuity to it. And all of a sudden it just is solid. It looks wonderful, the movement's good, and it just looks strong from you. And you look, so we only want to go back as far as the top. I'd say if I saw any maybe pattern that you want to, one, it's your first time doing this, but some of the balls that pushed you back, you went back like an extra step and took them on the descension. Let's just get used to when we go into defense, we go back and we play it at the peak, same thing. I thought it was great. You want to have a little drink of water and we'll play some points? Yeah. Let's do it. You're so clean, but it's like the first handful of backhands that you hit just had so much shaping spin on them, which is fine when we're tracking top end. We get a drop, right? We top it, we add some shape to it, but your standard backhand, I can already see lacks impact and is just kind of a shaping ball. But as soon as you started looking for peak, impact picked up and it was very heavy from you. And it had a nice touch of topspin, which is awesome if you can create topspin from this space, which you were. But it also just had a nice it had punch on it. Awesome, it's a great job so far. Let's just play some ground stroke points and see what it looks like. Coach will feed you one, you'll go back to him, and then from there, just start to open up the points. That's all I want to see in the point. So we can start talking what we see and strategy, and what I'd like you to do also is if you run into a question, tell me, what would you do in this scenario, or this is what I was feeling or thinking. I'd love to open up that conversation, but I think if we leave today and all you're doing is hunting peak for a week or two before we even open up strategy or what we want to do against someone specific, it's awesome. So let's do it right now for the next 20 minutes, see where we go. Cool. Why didn't you continue on the move?
I think I made the decision.
Okay, yeah. But you saw the move. That is the move. I thought you had him in a stretch. Even though he didn't separate his hands, you could see he was going to have to go into a hand snap. So I thought that was a great time to come forward. With those stretching moves, I'd like to see probably more and more of them. Again, if we look at, there's a little bit of immaturity in your hands, which just means that you haven't spent as much time up at the net. Take those chances right now. Even if you're a little bit late on the sneak. The crazy thing about the sneak is this: we're running from here. So it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel intuitive in the first place. You're making your move from here. A lot of your volleys when you're making the sneak stretch play will be in this mid-court space, but they'll be into open space. So there's a benefit. We're gonna have an easier volley into an easier target, but it's gonna feel a little bit unnatural to us, especially to someone who's done a lot of approaching and a lot of doubles where you just feel like volleys are hit from here. Just take your chances right now. It was an awesome point. Awesome point. I think you saw there was one move there on the backhand about halfway through that point that you could have made the move on. Do you feel that one? Yeah, there. I mean, I think it was there. I think it was there, and especially if you really clean up your hands and you become a dynamic volleyer, I think it was available to you. There's a gray area, but you gotta just, not even today, just keep taking some more chances so that you can start to figure out when that's gonna be working for you. I would say out of all the points, that was your first top opportunity that you missed. That was the first one you sat into an open stance, it dropped, and then you made a mistake off it. That's one thing that's gonna happen too. As you start to hunt top, you wait on a ball, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna either miss it because there's a psychological little thing kicking you in the butt, or it's just, you're gonna stop being able to play that waiting ball. So everything's been good as far as the top, minus that last ball. And then I think you're feeling also, as we start to just put some patterns down, like you don't need a rebuild or anything. You look awesome, dude. I really like your game. This space has to get good. You can feel it already, right? It's just right up there, it gets shaky. And so what we'll do with that space is we're just gonna feed you ball after ball after ball in that space until you get good at it. Now here's my question for you, and I'm gonna let you play some more. What's his weak side?
I mean, I've been testing his backhand recently, so I've just
Yeah,
been,
haven't found it yet though.
I mean,
He's very good,
yeah,
right? And the
great.
thing is this, he's better, like his level's just, so it's not always easy. One of the ways that we start to build strategy is just immediately start understanding what's the weak side, right? When we're in a rally, and is that something that you do when you go out and you play?
I don't think I do that much.
I want you doing it like right away with your opponents, right? It's just something, it's one of the ways that we start building our patterns of strategy is just to know where the weakness is. We don't always have to go to the weakness, but going to the weakness and knowing where it is super beneficial when you're in play. If you just dial in on somebody's weakness, guess what? They start building rhythms. So to me, it's like work on the weakness, break the pattern, open it up a bit, back to the weakness, back to opening it up. Then you get an opportunity, you take that short ball into their weakness, right? So just having an understanding, almost everybody has some disparity in their game. Not everybody. He's tough to read. It's the forehand side though. If you see it, sometimes he's just waiting on it. He's kind of a left-hander, playing two-handed, but that's the side that he can be a little yippy on and he can wait on some balls. I don't know that you'd be able to recognize it today, but what I'm telling you is this: look for weakness in your opponent. Hunt peak of bounce, look for weakness in your opponent. It's a great way to leave today in terms of starting to open up, one, fundamental movement and changing how you operate on the court, and two, building up these lines of strategy that we want to start discussing. Yeah, one more step forward there. You had an opportunity, one more step forward to take it here. Just waited, had to put a little massage on it. Let's go, find the top. How'd that feel though? That looked good.
Yeah, I think I was a little too risky on that.
You might have been a little, yeah, you're right. You played like the angle right there, maybe just heavy, deep cross court, but that was the first one that looked clean up in that shoulder space. So great, so you're already starting to find it looked like you took it away and the hand got clean through there. So that was wonderful. Let's go like 2 more minutes on this, coach. Bring the pace down a little bit. It's perfect right now, but what I'd like to see is that how much we play the net is person dependent, right? But I haven't seen you up there at all. And so maybe if he brings the pace off a little bit, we'll see if you can find your way up there a little bit. Stay with the top. Awesome. And that's a challenge when somebody changes up their pace in the game. Things like that are going to happen, right? You're in match play. It's also why the beauty of peak of bounce is so, it helps us so much, is that had he changed that pace up before, you'd probably just be waiting on the ball and having some gags on it and having some difficulty with your hand, but you immediately started to penetrate into the court and you had an opportunity in the short space. So having that fundamental structure that we're continuing to build our game around is so helpful there. Go. Hey, looks awesome though. I love what I'm seeing. Wide balls in this space, you're tracking the baseline instead of tracking the top. You can see in the last couple points, there was just opportunities just to cut it right here. And 2 points ago, you could have cut it there, even walked through and followed it forward, right? But you took the baseline. Just a couple, you know those moments, right? Yeah. It's some of us also, we just get so connected to this line, right? So we're just gonna change that. You saw those in back of your head, it already kicked in. Wonderful. Maybe also, like you get your own practice schedule or whatever. Maybe 1 day a week is about volleys, right? Because even he brought the pace off. I thought there's chances there you could have come forward. But we may, on just some days, just say, hey, today's about getting forward. Okay, this next 15 minutes about getting forward. Because once your game looks so good from back here and you start working top and fleshing out all that, you have to start growing your chances up there if you really want to find some more levels up. What I would encourage you to do is just 1 day a week, make it your volley day. I got one guy that I play every week. It's only about getting to the net with that guy because I want to continue to grow my net game. And so 1 day a week is, if I'm not getting to the net, I'm not succeeding. And so I think you should probably, because I bet you're playing a ton. 1 day a week, let's get to the net. It's only about that. Let's get in. Let's do this. Let's have a sip again. He's gonna take some serves and then we'll play a few points with serves. What I'd say is I want you to play points that way moving forward. If you're gonna commit to that approach, which I think you should, right? If you wanna be, like, if we're gonna work together, it's just something I need from you. So just moving forward, just that's how points are. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna base your success on that dynamic, on that idea. Okay. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. We love you so much. I love you so much. If you like this video, please do the things, hit the subscribe, comment, say something nice, and like. Do it again. Hunt the top, baby.